Keep your eyes open, because the XRP crash we're seeing right now is definitely a trick. You'll miss a crazy chance to make a crazy amount of money if you fall for it, of course. If you look at this, you can see that XRP is down 7.6% and is now worth 216 pence. Now, I just bought XRP for about $219 a coin, and I'm going to buy it again soon. I'm going to tell you why. There are many things going on at the moment. The first is that a lot of people have lost a lot of money in the Bitcoin market in the last hour. Okay, that's more than $120 million. And the amount keeps going up as XRP and the rest of the altcoin market fall. It's also very clear what investors think when you look at their mood. Expectations for long-term inflation in the US have officially risen to 4.1%, which is the highest number since 1993. Tariff front-running has caused a trade deficit of over $300 billion in just 2 months, and consumer confidence has dropped totally. Is stagflation getting worse? The question that people have is this. Now, here's the deal, guys. With such a big gap, something will have to give at some point. But as you can see, long-term predictions of inflation are not the only thing that is going up. On top of that, predictions for inflation have gone from 2.6% to 5% in just 1 year, and this morning US core PCE inflation jumped to 2.8%, which was higher than the 2.7% that was expected. Now, a lot of this is because of Trump's talk about trade deals on April 2. There are many people who don't know what will happen here. To give you an example from the past, there were huge sell-offs and dumps in the market during the last little trade war we had. This has happened before, most recently in February and March. It's likely to happen again at the start of April, which is why the markets are freaking out. But I need to remind you of something. Almost right away, every time we've seen one of these huge drops, like in March, we found our bottom and finally went back up, getting very close to $3 per XRP. There is a chance that we will hit lower lows now, which gives you another chance to buy even lower. A lot of Wall Street analysts want you to fall for this trick. They want you to sell all of your crypto right now so they can buy as cheaply as possible in preparation for the usual post-tariff surge. There are times when things look like they can't get any worse, but then the markets take off and grow again. But a lot of things are going on with taxes. As you can see, the European Union is going to give up some trade rights in order to avoid President Trump's tariffs on both sides. Right now, every single country is doing this. Trump also just got off the phone with Canada's Prime Minister. He has a chat with Mexico. Those around the world can talk to him. In the end, no one wants these tariffs to stay in place because they hurt everyone's income. It's going to hurt the US, Canada, and Europe. Everything will be changed by this. And this will make it possible for new people to fill the role that the US used to play, which the US and a lot of the rest of the world don't really want. So eventually someone is going to give in on this, just like they did every time with the tariffs, whether it's a suspension of the tariffs or a new trade deal. You can see that Donald Trump also just shared on True Social that he had a great conversation with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. It was a very useful phone call. We agree on a lot of things, and we're going to get together right after Canada's election to work on political, business, and other issues that will be good for both countries. It's pretty funny. In a sense, Donald Trump is number one because he called Mark Carney the Prime Minister of Canada. For the second reason, his poster pretty much says that Mark Carney will win the Canadian race. Someone who wasn't chosen as Prime Minister is going to win the election in Canada. As a Canadian, I really hope Mark Carney doesn't win. This person is a left candidate, he's a bad person, and he's going to destroy this country. Trump is being nice because he already said that. What he said was that if Mark Carney wins, it will be much easier to take over Canada totally. Also, listen up. I believe it. I think that Trump really wants this. He wants to add Canada to his country and take it over. I'm okay with that, but I'd like it to happen in a way that doesn't mess up Canada as a whole. Okay. I'd like it to be a way that helps both countries. I don't trust Mark Carney to do that job, to be honest. I don't think most Canadians do either, since this guy was Trudeau's business advisor and ruined the economy of the whole country. So yeah, I have no faith in that guy at all. And now, for something completely different, Michael Saylor is also making up crazy claims about Bitcoin, like that its market cap will reach $500 trillion. Just to be clear, if Michael Saylor is even slightly right and Bitcoin ever trades at $23 million per coin, I will be hundreds of millions of dollars richer. I just want to say one thing and then I want to say another thing. This is great for XRP. This video clip is very important to Michael Saylor, so I want to play it for him right now. After that, I'll talk about a lot of ways we're going to make a lot of money with the way the market is right now, so make sure you keep listening. To 300, 400, or $500 trillion in the long run. Also, where is the money going to come from? It is going to come from real estate in Russia. Private equity firms in China will give it to them. Everything in Africa and South America will give it to us. There is money moving from foreign investments and financial markets to Bitcoin. For example, money is moving from investments from the 20th century to Bitcoin. From the 20th century to the 21st, money will move. It will move from tapes to computers. It will move from derivatives based on currencies to derivatives based on digital commodities. So it's already taking place. It can't be stopped. To say that Bitcoin is going to demonetize gold would be like saying that I don't think it will happen. Yes, it will make gold less valuable. Then the real estate worth 10 times as much as gold will lose its value. Then it will take away all long-term stores of value. So imagine that Europeans come along and give people using a more basic form of money, things like Dutch guilders, pieces of paper, glass beads, seashells, or stone coins. We have the chance to basically just take 10, 20, or 25% of the network, let the whole dynamic flow, and it will speed up. And when everything is over, the people of the United States will own 25 to 30% of that capital, which is in the 20th century right now. Yes. In other words, what he's saying here is pretty much the same thing Michael Saylor is saying, right? Knowing that Bitcoin goes to, say, $50 trillion instead of $500 trillion, like he said, it's going to be crazy. I do think he has a pretty good point there. The world's financial systems need to be updated. The currency isn't backed by anything, it's not stable, and it doesn't really have what a currency should have. People aren't motivated to hold on to dollars because the government prints them until they are worthless in 20 years, right? You don't want to hold or save the dollar, so you need something else, like better money that will actually go up in value. You should know that's Bitcoin. In other words, that could be worth even gold. But Michael Saylor seems to believe that Bitcoin is the best way to go. Also, I want to be clear, if Bitcoin's value reaches $50 trillion, so that would be amazing for everyone who owns XRP. And yes, I know that it's hard to see the big picture with all the crazy price drops going on right now, like XRP dropping 7% in one day. Don't forget, though, that this is all a trick. You can still see this if you scroll out like this. Winds that were so huge they were like a tsunami in November 2024. It seems like we were just talking about 4 or 5 months ago, right? It did happen again in January. And yes, it did happen again in March. We saw XRP grow at crazy fast rates. And yes, trade wars and other problems have slowed things down over the last couple of months, but that won't last forever. We'll get an answer and things will work out in the end, just like they did during Trump's first term. And when they do, digital goods will rule the world. That shouldn't stop you from trading instability and making a lot of money though, okay? Since I'm doing that now. And we're making up to 400% every month, okay? Yes, you can make a lot of money trading futures on top of keeping cryptocurrency for the long term. You should really make sure that they are also taking advantage of that. Both are really great things to do. With the amount of money we can make in my VIP groups right now, I believe everyone should learn how to trade futures. You guys can join my VIP groups for free.